I'm Jim Holman, editor of the San Diego Reader, and I'm sitting here with Tom Walker, who's the man behind the YouTube channel called Discover This. And we're talking about the famous case of Frank Bompensiero, the most feared mafia hitman in Southern California, who was here in San Diego, part of our history.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Tom about the Garrett trick, the rope trick that Bompensiero did for some of his killings, and this was a particularly important one because it was somebody who was close to the family. I mean, it shows you the part of the mafia that's, I guess a lot of us don't know, that if you were part of the family and you didn't do what they wanted, you know, even among friends, you would become...
Right. The brotherhood thing kind of goes out the window.
It's just amazing to me. But the other thing that struck me was in the book, Judith, who had become very close to Marianne, Bompensiero's only child, a daughter. Judith Moore worked on this book of hers, A Bad, Bad Boy, for over 10 years. And finally, at one point, she had a break where Marianne agreed to talk to her. And she gave her such an amazing amount of detail, especially about Bompensiero as a husband and father of a family, you know, and how he was, you know, how he would watch Lassie on TV and cry, you know. But in the book, Judith is saying she hopes that Marianne doesn't read the part about the rope trick because it's so gruesome.
Yeah.
There's another thing that it's part of the, so Tom has a wonderful 30-minute YouTube entry on Bompensiero himself. And at the end of your video, you said that he was responsible for something between 5 and 20 murders.
That's
according to an FBI source?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
That's an FBI statistic. If you, who knows?
Well, Judith had at least 5 of them in pretty good detail.
Yeah.
Let's go over some of the other ones if you can remember them. I wrote them down as much as I can't see them without my glasses. So
yeah, I'm gonna probably have to do the same thing.
Who was the fellow that was killed in the rope?
That was Frank Borgia.
Frank Borgia. Okay. I've also got. Yeah, there it is. I've also got the killing of Russian Louie Strauss in Upland.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah. So
that was in 1953.
Yeah. So Louie Strauss was a kind of a character, and he had a pretty good, from what I remember, he had a pretty good crime record out of LA. You know, just different scams and things like that. But he ends up in Las Vegas.
Okay. And,
you know, he starts trying to shake down Benny Binion. So if you know Benny Binion, he was kind of another underworld guy, not Italian, but came from Texas, where he had committed a bunch of crimes and murders and things. And he comes out to Vegas, and he ends up opening one of the first casinos down there on Fremont Street, or Fremont Street now.
Okay.
Back when it was open and not covered and zip lines and all that stuff. And he was a big mover groover in Las Vegas, Benny Binion was, even though everybody knew he was crooked and all that kind of stuff. So Louie Strauss comes up with a plan that he's going to try and scare Benny Binion into thinking somebody's out to kill him. And then Strauss would come in and be the savior. And, hey, look, I can protect you for a certain amount of money and all that kind of stuff. Wow. So he sees Benny Binion leaving one evening in his big car going home from the casino. And whether Strauss is in the car or not, he has somebody come up alongside Benny Binion and shoot up his car. You know, doesn't kill him, but shoots up the car enough, you know, so he's trying to scare him, it was my belief anyway.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to kill him because you're trying to get money from him, right? So he goes to Benny Binion and says, hey, look, you know, somebody's trying to kill you. I'm telling you, you know, give me this amount of money and we'll make it go away and all that kind of stuff. Well, what Strauss didn't know is Benny Binion knew the Dragnas.
Oh.
So Benny Binion calls Jack Dragna,
the head of the LA mob.
The LA family at the time, and says, hey, who's this guy? You know, he's coming after me and he wants money, and the Dragnas told Benny, we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
So the Dragnets come up with a plan where they send somebody out to Vegas to talk to, Russian Louie and tell him, hey, we got this big jewelry heist in Beverly Hills. We need you to come out and help us with this, be part of the crew, that kind of thing. So, he's all in. And he tells his wife, hey, I'm going to the El Mirador Hotel in Palm Springs for a few days. That's where the guys are coming to get me. We're going there. Which wasn't the truth, but that's what he told his wife, supposedly. So two guys arrive, and one of those guys was Jimmy Fradiano. He was the driver. And there was another gentleman whose name escapes me at the moment. And they put him in the car, and off they go to
Palm Springs or Beverly Hills?
The plan, he thought he was going to Beverly Hills to do this jewelry heist.
Oh, okay.
They drove past Palm Springs. That's what he told his wife.
Oh, okay.
So they end up out in Upland, the Rancho Cucamonga, Upland area, Ontario.
The graveyard of so many of these mafia killings.
They get to a house out there, and they walk into the house, and Bompensiero waiting, and the story that you hear the most is that Frank Bompensiero and Jimmy Fradiano killed Russian Louie at that house. Okay. And there was witnesses. Some of the other mob guys came there to watch it because they were so pissed off at this guy. Yeah. For trying to shake down their friend, even though he wasn't, Binion's not Italian, and that was just another guy. But they end up killing him at this house in Upland, and his body's never been found, I don't believe. I mean, same with Borgia. Borgia was never found. But there's a vineyard out there owned by a gentleman with the last name of DiPolito, who's another one of the LA family guys. And the rumor is there's a lot of bodies buried in that vineyard. Wow.
But now, you mentioned Fradiano. Didn't a lot of this come out because Fradiano was an informant?
He ended up becoming an informant.
And he told...
And he wrote a book.
And he told a lot of bad stuff about Bompensiero, even his buddy.
His buddy, for many years. But yeah, again, there's no... Yeah.
I think that's all we want to cover in this segment.
Okay. Yeah,
we'll talk more about some of Frank's other doings and what happened to him later on.